entertainment for fans to watch. But again, if you are emotionally attached to the game, you never felt secured. And one of the reasons was the beginning of the way Arsenal started that game. Arteta's lineup, not that the players are bad, but the combinations, he tried to give Ben White a start, then play Luis Kelly as well on the left back. So these two sides of the defense and have not been playing. So you change two of the back four. Obviously, there's going to be some kind of Transit Sports TV back again. Match week 2 of the Champions League, day 2 of this week. And yes, results are in. A lot of goals today. I will say today's games were mostly fans games, for the fact that, so many goals, end-to-end, open game, entertainment, and there wasn't so much structure and security in the way the teams played today. Let's read out the results. The first 2 games today, Newcastle traveled away and got their 4-0 win over Union St. Julius, and Karabakh FK won FC Copenhagen 2-0 at home. Then the later games were AS Monaco at home drew 2-2 to Manchester City, who took a lead twice, and twice they lost those leads. Arsenal beat Olympiacos at home 2-0, Barcelona losing at home to PSG 2-1, and Bayer Leverkusen 1-1 draw with PSV. Dortmund beat Athletic Club 4-1. Napoli won at home to Sporting CP, and Villarreal played at a 2-2 draw against Juventus. And the games we're going to focus on today's analysis obviously are going to be Barcelona playing at home to PSG, and Arsenal at home to Olympiacos. And starting with Barcelona, yes, like I said, today's game, especially the Barca game, was fans' game. Hansi Flick, he would never sit back in any game. That's the way he has built the team. And they lost today to a little bit more structured PSG game. But it was a very entertaining game. I had one eye on it, and it was end-to-end. Rashford again scoring a very good goal. Had a very good game as well. That tells you that what is happening in Manchester United is not just players. People have been saying for a very long time. Coaching part of it, players part of attitude part of it, the management as well. It's just a whole big mess out there. But let's focus on the game of the day. Yeah, Barcelona, one thing I would say about this team, and it's going to be difficult for them to win this Champions League if they continue to play like this. They remember what happened last year to them against Inter Milan in the semi-finals. Yeah, today again, their defending is a little bit criminal, because they keep this high line and still don't put pressure on the balls. They're always beating with the second run, because the last line of defense is trying to keep offside, keeping offside trap. So, and that's what undid them today. PSG is somehow reported those 2 goals and got their win. Then we move to Arsenal playing at home to Olympiacos, which is the main game I just want to analyze today. It wasn't a smooth save for Arsenal at all. They were not, like I said, it was entertaining in the eye to watch for neutrals. But if you are an Arsenal fan, there was no time in that game that you were completely sure that the game is done and dusted, until Saka scored a second goal in the 92nd minute or thereabout. So it was an insecure game for Arsenal all through. It was a free-flowing football. There was moments of brilliant, moments of entertainment for fans to watch. But again, if you are emotionally attached to the game, you never felt secured. And one of the reasons was the beginning of the way Arsenal started that game. Arteta's lineup, not that the players are bad, but the combinations, he tried to give Ben White a start, then play Luis Kelly as well on the left back. So these 2 sides of the defense and have not been playing. So you change two of the back four. obviously there's going to be some kind of reading miss out there in the midfield. Brought in Merino again to start, but obviously starting Odegaard and Subimendi. Odegaard again has not been starting for Arsenal, so you can see then Martinelli and Trossard starting on both flanks. These two as well have really started together in the game. So you see, these are the players that have. I can start game for Arsenal anytime, but playing all of them together in total, making 6 changes from the team that played over the weekend. This is just the 8th game of the season. When you make this large chunk of changes, obviously the rhythm is going to be affected, and that's what affected Arsenal today. You could see that a lot of the players could not read the minds of their teammates, and Ben White, and that takes me to the next point. Ben White really struggled. He will not say he had a bad game, but there were so many instances where he could have cost Arsenal a goal. So he's still playing himself back to fitness and getting to the rhythm, because the team is way ahead of him in terms of physical status. So yeah, this affected the way Arsenal played today. It was not as crisp. It looked good in the eyes sometimes, but they never felt secure. Never felt secure for an Arsenal fan. And I believe Arteta should have learned today that, and obviously he should know. And sometimes, teams underrate teams. Maybe they didn't think Olympiacos were going to give them the kind of game they gave them today. So they made it to make those kind of changes, and he affected the flow of the game. But somehow Arsenal's defensive prowess always see them out. And it takes me to the next point, De Raya. Yes, it wasn't a game that you will say Arsenal will lose as you're watching it, but at the same time there were so many moments, or few moments of concern, and that forced De Raya to make saves. And this tells you that in a team, everybody is important, because if not for Raya today, as good as that game looked in the eye, Arsenal probably would have drawn this game today, and that wouldn't have been nice, because 6 points out of 2 games, you are almost staring qualification to the next round in the eye. So Raya had a very brilliant game today, and maybe Arsenal winning 2-0. I don't know who they get the man of the match, but for me, Raya probably will win the man of the match, because he saved Arsenal at crucial moments in this game today. And this is the importance of everybody doing their job in this game of football. And yes, I talked about Martinelli and Trossard in the beginning. Martinelli, I think he scored the goal today, but obviously we know there was Gyökeres that had the chunk of the effort, and it was just a rebound off the woodwork, and Martinelli just had a tap in from less than 4 foot, and that got Arsenal the first goal. But Martinelli didn't really. There are so many times he didn't apply himself with some level of intelligence that one would have expected him to do better. Like, there was a counter that was on. All he needed was just extend that ball to Gyökeres, who would have had a free run on goal, but he chose a different option. And a few other times as well. The same thing with Trossard. I hope these players are not trying to, increase their personal numbers and not play for the team to win. Times they're supposed to find a teammate, they try to go themselves. Trossard as well, who normally is supposed to be Arsenal's best finisher before Gyökeres came in, has a very dodgy attempts on goal today that didn't really catch the eye. Gyökeres is normal self, worked hard, but like I said in my last video, there is really work to be done at that end of the pitch for Arsenal. These players still don't. I mean, there's a way this team has been playing, and mostly they cut back. Gyökeres tries to run in, so either he has to learn to check his runs, or the team might have to adapt to put the ball for him to tap in. So it's a problem. There's a mismatch right there that needs to work out. I see Odegaard is getting better in his own position, trying to feed Gokares, but the wingers, Martinelli, Trossard, Bukayo Saka, they need to work out how to, because Gokares makes the runs, he makes himself available, but somehow the right balls are not finding him. So I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section. What is the issue? What do you think about Gokares, first of all, as a signing for Arsenal? And he has scored 3 goals, yes, but the position he came to Arsenal with, he's supposed to be scoring a little bit more. And I'm not going to blame him entirely. It's part of his issue. He has work to do, and the team as well. What does Arsenal need to do to get Gokares firing on us and scoring goals that we know he can score? Yeah, the Champions League is shaping up. This is the second game of the group stage. You know, every team plays 8 games, so it's really shaping up, and you need to start putting the points on the board, and which is what Arsenal did today. Barcelona started again. PSG somehow picked up their their points. Manchester City drawing today after taking lead twice. That defense is still shaky, conceding goals. So let me know what you think. What did you make of today's games? And I will see you again next time. Ciao.